So this is where we were. So let us see what's the correct option. So, okay. Yeah. This time maybe not to graph it. The graph of an arithmetic sequence consists of points on the line y equals to 3x plus 4. Which rule is consistent with this property? Now, maybe it is first important that you list the first 5 terms of the sequence. Now, look at the relationship between those terms and then see which one matches the rule. Then after after writing your answers on the chart, then we can discuss them. We can discuss your reasoning. You can talk about what is your thinking. Yeah. Take 3 minutes to do that. 3 minutes. I will just write the first 5 terms first of the sequence. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Is there any problem?
Elisa could not see the screen. I don't know why. One of the students cannot see the screen. Can you see my screen clearly, Andy?
Yes, I can see it clearly. Maybe can you rejoin the lesson? Like, you can end the lesson and then you can rejoin back. I think
Who?
it would resolve the problem.
Me?
No. I mean like the student.
Yeah, okay. Ilyas, maybe you can rejoin. Just go out of the meeting and join. Okay, great. Okay. So, okay, this is more like showing you a relationship, you know. It is showing you a relationship, but uh the first term, a sub 1 is 1. Now, if you look at the relationship, y is equals to mx plus 4. 3. So it's written in the slope intercept form. That is what is written there. But in this case, the first term is going to be 1. So that is 3 plus 1. And then 3 plus 1, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4. That gives you 7. So the first term is going to be 7. But because you know you have n minus 1, obviously in the formula, so that becomes 7 plus 3 into n minus 1. But the easiest way you can solve this is to note that when you are giving the slope-intercept form of an equation, you can always use that to get the first term. When you get the first term, you can define the sequence. So that is giving you, so the common difference is 3, obviously, because that is what you have as the coefficient. So mx is the gradient, so 3 is the gradient. So that is the case here. And if the sequence is starting from 1, the first term is going to be 3 times 1, that is 3 plus 4, obviously. So the correct answer is uh, letter C, option C.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in last questions, we find, for example, the first, for example, A1, A2, or A3 like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Now my question is this, that what is the relation between this line y equals 3 times 3x plus 4 with this section, with this A, B, C, D? How we can know that, for example, C is the correct answer? Could you
Yeah.
explain that?
Yeah, okay, great. Now already, this must be a jump for you because I'm not sure if you have an idea about a graph coordinate system, but when an equation is written in the y equals to mx plus c form, that is the slope-intercept form. If you have an equation in the slope-intercept form, you can always use that to draw the graph. So if you are drawing this graph, it's going to be uh, you are going to take the gradient of 3, meaning the gradient is 3. And like I said, the gradient is always like the common difference. If you know what the gradient is, mx plus c, y equals to mx plus c, m here is 3, and 3 is the gradient. And the gradient is the common difference. Now, if you know the gradient in the formula, you can always use that as the common difference. So it means for this sequence, the common difference is 3. So 3 times 1 plus 4, that gives you the first term. So that is 3 times 1 plus 4, that gives you the first term because x represents the term, the number of terms. If the first term you are talking about, you're going to put 1 for x, and that is 3 plus 4, 3 times 1 plus 4, and that gives you 7. So you could see that in the answer options, there are only 2 options that have 7 as the first term. That is option C and option D. So what is the correct one is going to be the common difference, which is 3. If you know the common difference, then you can use the formulas n minus 1. It's always n minus 1 times the common difference plus the first term. So the common difference and the first term is here. So once you can get the common difference and the first term, you can always write the explicit form of the formula. You can always write the explicit form of the formula. I will go back a bit to show you this one. Look at this formula. This is explicit form, 42 minus 3 into n minus 1. So you realize that you have n minus 1, obviously. Now this minus 3 is the common difference, and 42 is the first term. So once you have the common difference and the first term, you can always write the formula. To write the formula, it will be the first term multiplied by the common difference times n minus 1. And always that is the explicit form. If you look at it here, the first term is here, A1, the common difference is D, and you have n minus 1. So you can see also 6, which is the first term, and 3 as the common difference, n minus 1. So always to write the explicit function form or the explicit form of an arithmetic sequence, you need this formula. Sorry, excuse me. You need the formula. So, and in that case, this is what you have. So that is what is happening here. If you look at the option, first you have to recognize that this is a linear line. Like if you are drawing a graph, there are 2 ways. One, you can use the points as the coordinates. Also, you can use the slope-intercept form. And this equation is in the slope-intercept form. The original form should be y equals to mx plus c. Y equals to mx plus c. M in that case is 3, which is the gradient, and the intercept, the y-intercept is 4. So c is 4. So you could see that the gradient of a Cartesian plane or a rectangular coordinate system is always the common difference. So it means the common difference is 3. Now, the common difference is 3. To get the first term from the equation of the line, you substitute x as 1. So that is 3 plus 4, which is giving you 7. So that is 7. So the common difference becomes 7, and the first term becomes 7, the common difference becomes 3. Okay, You are giving this recursive, not recursive, you are giving this explicit formula, and you are asked to tell which statement is false. And if you say which one is false, you should tell me why. So if you say A is false, why is A false? If you say B is false, why is B false? You can either write it in the chat or you unmute your mic and then discuss your thinking, your reasoning. Could you maybe say why D is false? Or you can also write on the chat if you want, whichever you.
I will say that. So, and here we have an option D that if n is equals to 42, so then n equals 10. It's false because when instead of n we put 10, so 10 minus 1 equals 9, and 9 times 3 equals 27. So 27 plus 12 becomes 39.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Are you? Yeah.
Is that correct, teacher?
Yeah, it's correct. It's correct. I'm waiting for the others now to write something maybe. Yeah. Well, your reasoning is accurate. If you look at the sequence, the first one, A8 is 33. Just put 8 in the place of n. So 8 minus 1, that is 7. 7 times 3, that becomes 27. So 27 plus 12. Is it? Hold on. A8, the 8th term of the sequence. Let's check it. Let's check it. I check it. I confirm. One moment. So 7 times 3 is 21, huh? Not that was it. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 12, that is 33, which is correct, which is accurate. So the common difference is 3. From the formula, you can see the common difference. It is always the number that multiplies the bracket. It can come before the bracket. It can also come after the bracket. So in this case, the common difference is 3. The formula, you can see it there. The constant difference is 3. So if the constant difference is 3, that means always between every two terms, the difference will be 3. So you can see the 87th term and the 86th term, then the difference will still be 3 because that is what is existing there. You can see in the formula. So the only answer which has some ambiguity here is letter D, which is correct. It's a false statement. It's not accurate. If you investigate the 10th term of this sequence, it will not give you 42. It will not give you 42. So letter D is the correct answer. All right. There are two terms of a sequence that are giving. That is the fifth one, the first, second, third, fourth, the fifth one. And then the seventh one. So these are the two terms that are given. The fifth term and the seventh term. Now you are asked to find the first term. What is the first term? You can write down. What is the first term? Just write it down. If you are not able to also find it, we can do it together. We can discuss it. You can write it down. Now the first term is not giving, the second term is not giving, the third term is not giving, the fourth term is not giving. Okay, maybe -1. Somebody is saying that. Okay, we will find out. Yeah, B, option B. Any other try? El Elias, are you there? Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, teacher, I'm working.
Okay. Okay. We will discuss it together, Elias. No problem. Now, the fifth term.
I think the answer is -1.
-1. Okay. That is the correct answer. The correct answer is -1. Could you maybe now just talk to me or talk to the class about it? Or can you explain your thinking? How do you come up to -1? Elias first. Ahmadi.
Okay, we know that an is equal to a1 plus n minus 1 times d, okay?
Yeah.
So we have that an is equal to 11. So instead of an, I write a5 is equal to a1 plus 40 times 4 times d is equal to 11, and a7 is equal to a1 plus 60 is equal to 17. And I solved it, and that a1 plus 60 minus a1 plus 40 is equal to 17 minus 11, and 2d is equal to 6, d is equal to 3. So I found the difference. So I put that a1 plus 4 times 3 is equal to 11, and then I subtracted. So a1 plus 12 is equal to 11, and a1 is equal to -1.
Yeah. Correct thinking. Good thinking. Now, yeah, Did you see it the same way, Ahmadi?
No, teacher. Actually, I used a different way. Here we say that its fifth term is 11 and its seventh term is 17. Yeah. So from here, I found that the difference between two terms are 6. So when we divide this by 2, it means the difference is 3. Its common difference is 3. So like that, I count, and A1 is -1.
Accurate. So appropriately, what you are doing is called reverse thinking. That is okay. That is excellent. If you have any 5 terms or any terms which is in arithmetic progression, and you are giving subsequent terms, you can just find the difference and divide it by the number of terms. Let's say if the difference between the position of the terms was 5, then you are going to divide the common difference by 5. If it was 3, you are going to divide the common difference by 3. But because it's just 2, because from the fifth term to the seventh terms is just 2 terms, so then you take your common difference, you divide it by 3. That gives you the difference in the sequence. That is okay. And also the other method is also fine. You can just establish 2 equations and solve them simultaneously. The fifth term, T5 or A5, is equals to 4D, yeah, which is equals to 11, because is A plus 4D is equals to 11. So the other one is A plus 6D is equals to 17. Just writing that and then solving the 2 equations simultaneously, you will come to find the D and the A. Obviously, the correct answer becomes -1. Good thinking, guys. Thoughtful. Yeah, you could see the seventh term, could see the fifth term. Yeah, the fifth term is 11, the seventh term is 17. So the difference was 6. Half of 6 is 3. So you could see that the difference between the terms will be 3. So all the terms, if you reverse back to the first term, then you will get -1 as the first term. So you can have negative numbers as sequences as well. You can have decimal fractions as sequences. You can have perfect squares as sequences, but that differ now. That is where the types of sequence come. You can have a sequence which is linear, like this ones we are looking at, but you can have a sequence which is exponential, you know, that like sequences that are coming in powers form. You can have other different types of sequences which is different from linear, is different from exponential, like the Fibonacci sequences and so on. But our today's class is just concentrating on linear sequences. So we have one more question here that has to do with graphs. And like I explained before, just think about the rectangular coordinate sequence. Now, see how you can translate this graph into y equals to mx plus c. If you can write it down into y equals to mx plus c, m becomes the common difference. If you substitute 1 for x, you can find the first term. You will get the first term, and that gives you the answer. So answer this one. Just write your answer in the chat for me. Yeah. Which sequence correspond to the graph? Which one? Ahmadi says B. Elias, are you looking at it?
Yes, I'm looking.
Yeah, okay, Ahmadi, no problem. We will look at it together. We'll discuss. It's fine.
Teacher, when the class is finished, because we have another online class also. If
The class will finish in 15 minutes or 10, 20. I should end at 6:20 here, our time. So maybe in a few minutes, we are like almost the last slide. The next slide will be on the recursive sequences, and that I'm going to make a video for you on Tuesday. Yeah.
oh, okay.
So we will have like 2 other lessons, but that will be just a recording that you can watch and then do the homework. Yeah. Is that okay?
So our next class is almost it's started. If it's not a problem, can I just leave? Because that was started at 9:30. It's about 15 minutes. That
Okay.
Yeah.
You can, of course, you can. Make sure you follow the classroom and then you do the homework. Yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
It's fine.
Bye-bye.
Amadou, it's also 6:20, and this room will end also. So if you want to continue, we need to move to the next room.
At 6:20, it will end, huh?
Yeah.
So I can wrap it up. Hold on. I can wrap it up here. Let me see. Elias, are you there?
Yes, but I cannot see the answers. In the file, there is no answers.
There is. There is. You cannot see the answers.
Yeah, in the file that shared me, there is no answers.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I will make sure you get the ones with the answers. Okay. I will. Andy will send it to you again. Okay. I'll send you the other file. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the correct option here is letter D. Now I will explain that reasoning. If you look at the sequence here, the starting point is -1 and sorry 1 and -3. So the first term is -3. That is always the first term. Now you could see that the gradient is 2. That is the slope of this line. The gradient, the slope is 2. So you go 1 to the right and 2 above. So it's the change in y, which is 2 steps all over change in x. So change in y is 2 over 1 is just 2. So that gives you the correct answer, -3 plus 2 into n minus 1. All right, so we are talking about ending the class now. Hopefully, you are able to see the video on Tuesday for the next lesson, which is going to be on recursive functions. With recursive sequences. That's the next lesson. I will record a video about this, and then you will have a homework for this class, today's class. You will have a homework that you are supposed to do for today's class, and they will post it in the on the Zoom meeting. If you don't have any question now, we can end the class now. If you have a question, Elias, I am happy to answer it.